Wow. I mean, even though you had to go back and like watch the DVDs and all of that, by the time you auditioned, like, did you realize, like who shot JR? Like, this is like a really big
Oh,
deal.
I
Like,
knew. No, I knew it was a big deal because my friends were saying, "What? You're getting to
yeah.
audition for Dallas?" And it was still very early on. Okay, and yeah, I'm trying to think if the Who Shot JR was actually out in the open at that point. I'm not sure
Mm.
that it was because we had a delay because there was a writer's strike. As soon as my first day of work, everyone flew out to Dallas, checked into the hotel, got ready to shoot, and then we were told no shooting is allowed because there's a strike.
Wow.
So we kind of held still in Dallas for a week or two, and then everyone flew back. 6 months later, we revamped and started again.
Right. Because it was the season right before.
Yeah.
So when you get that call and like, it's like, okay, you got the part, was it, well, I guess if it was only supposed to be 2 episodes, did you have that
Oh
like,
no.
this is going to change my life moment?
um, no, it didn't feel like that, but it was like jumping up and down. Yes, this was a coveted role. It was a fantastic character. It was a great show. So I don't. I always live in the moment. So for that moment, it was the greatest thing ever. I didn't look forward and say, "Oh my God, this is going to change." No, and even while we were in the midst of it, in the filming, and while the show, all the years I was on, basically it was the number one show in the world. Okay,
Yeah.
I still never felt that, my God, this is changing my whole life. I never felt that way. I just felt, okay, it's kind of like that turtle, slow and steady, just keep going. You never know when it's going to stop.
That's you're like so well actualized as like a beginning in your career. Like, and you never were the type to like look around and be like, what's she wearing? Maybe she's doing about like, that's really good.
I guess, I mean, it's kept me very sane.
It keeps you very sane. It does. I mean, especially in this business, like I have moments where I'm like, David, just freaking focus on yourself. Like, stop. Like, it's hard to do sometimes.
Yeah, but it's really important to do because you know that when you focus inward, you can draw out the best in yourself.
That's true. And I mean, you're the unique you. Like, no one else could bring that. So each
Exactly.
person's different. So I agree. But that's good that you have it all figured out at
I
at
don't
an
have
early
all,
age.
I definitely don't have it all figured out. I'm sometimes quite a mess, but um, I, it's fun to do these interviews because it reminds me sometimes of what I tend to neglect.
Yeah, seriously.
Uh-huh.
Were you, so regardless of the, oh, this is going to change my life moment, when they wrote it in and like, okay, now Afton is going to sing Audrey's songs, I mean, that must have been like the perfect melding of both worlds.